I'm Shannon Walbranp, and I'm a psychic. I help people speak with their angels and guides, and their angels and guides give them specific instructions and directions about what to do to solve their toughest problems. My website is my name, shannonwalbranp.com.
Thanks, Shannon. Could you please share a little bit about where you were struggling in your business before we started working together?
Sure. I've been doing my business since 2003, and I am proud of what I had built so far, but I kept running into this income ceiling. And it was spooky that it was almost exactly the same ceiling every month. It was a ceiling of about $4,000, speaking in US dollars. And I was really struggling with that. I was thinking, I'm working harder, I'm putting more material out there, I'm doing more outreach, and yet I just keep hitting this number. And so that's when I started looking at your posts on Facebook. This was about 7 months ago. I started reading your material, and it really resonated with me because you seemed calm, tranquil, but sure, you were definite. And in the stories that you told about your other clients, you said they've increased their income, they've changed their mindset, and it's really happening in a very concrete way. So that's when I decided to contact you.
And could you?
So about 7 months ago is October, and then I contacted you for a free 20-minute session in about December, and it already started things moving. So inside of me, and also in my bank account. So I saw that I got a few new different clients kind of out of the blue, and I was really happy with that. So my income just like bumped up a little bit, and I thought, yeah, I think this is going to work. If I put the time and effort into it, if I follow the lead, the instructions that you're setting out there. And I felt very guided. I felt very like supported in doing this. And I thought, yeah, this is going to work. So then now you and I have been working together for 2 months. And I can say honestly, these are 2 of the best months of income I've ever had in the past 15 years of doing this work. And so I would say from $4,000, speaking in dollars, one of these months was $12,000, which means that it tripled my income. And then you were really good about helping me I did do a wobble, but you're like, it's okay. I know you're going to do a wobble. It's all right. Yeah. So thinking, this is just a fluke. This is only going to happen once. It's never going to happen again. It's an accident. And you're like, okay, let's work through that. So I feel a lot more confident that in the months to come, I can continue meeting my income goals using the strategies that you've given me.
Great. And I am sure that you are. You are going to grow more and more from here. But when you were saying that things started to shift immediately after you decided to work together, I was remembering that time when you said that somebody just rang your door.
Oh, that's such a funny story.
And brought you money, and you said, oh my God, so this is how it works.
So that was when we had already decided to sign up for our coaching, our individual coaching sessions, and it was time for our first session. And I was really excited. I'd taken a few notes, I was preparing, and then the doorbell rang. And it was a guy who owed me money in my building, in my apartment building, but it was a good bunch of money, and he came with like handfuls of money. And I thought, oh, this Cristina, she's really doing the work. Even before the session, the money just shows up at my door in cash. Very nice.
Before the session.
Yeah. But I would love to tell another story that was, for me, an even better story. It was after our first month of working together, and I was really doing my mindset and really doing my journaling and doing a lot of clearing of negative stories, my family stories and relationship stories, which have definitely healed and definitely improved. And all of a sudden, I checked my email one day, and I had posted on my offerings, on my service offerings, a solo intensive half day with me, like 5 hours of face-to-face, super VIP. And I just put it there because I thought, you know, it's good to have something that's really high priced. It's nice to have a high ticket item. Then it helps people buy the smaller items. You know, okay, I would love to do it, but nobody's ever really going to take that. And somebody called and said, can I have that half-day session? And I thought, sure, you sure can. I'm happy for you to have that session. And then the next day you and I had a call, and I was so excited. I was so thrilled because I am, you know, in your words, allowing myself to receive, permitting myself to accept the big abundance that's available because I create value and they value my work. It works.
It does. And now you can not only know it, but also feel it in your life and the bank account.
Yes.
Now, what do you feel that was the biggest transformation that you got out of this time together?
You know, I loved the healing work that we did on my relationship life. So I know that's not directly what we did for money, for income, for increasing my bank account. But I was in a very difficult relationship situation. And also I had a pretty good relationship with my family, but there's always room for improvement there. And I feel like the mindset work that we did around money has smoothed out and has just lifted my confidence so much that I actually am having better relationships with the important people in my life. So I can say that it's like a positive circle, a virtuous cycle. I'm less stressed about money, so it's easier for me to be with people in my life. And also I have a more positive mindset. So even when something difficult happens, I think, okay, let me try to work with this and find the good parts of it. Let's see what kind of a gift this is bringing me. It's made my life better in all kinds of ways.
I love that. I love how in the end you start working on your business, but in the end it really affects everything, all your life. And
the
really,
business is a door to walk into, right? And it seems to be the most important thing. Like, I have to pay my bills. Oh my goodness, I need to build up my bank account and grow my business. It seems so urgent. But actually, really, life is the important thing. And it's the door that we walk through, but then we walk into all the rooms of life.
yeah, the rippling effect. Now, last question. What would you tell to someone that is on the fence, thinking about working together, but kind of, you know, having the normal doubts?
About working with you, Cristina.
About working with me and about doing this kind of work.
So I do know, I have already recommended you to other people, and at least they're starting to read your material, and then they're getting the idea of what you do, and then I'm telling them about my results. So I have already had part of these conversations already. And the things that I say are, really need somebody who can walk with you and check on the things that you're doing and follow up and hold you accountable in a really strong, containing kind of a way in order for you to get the results that you need. And Cristina she's a person of integrity, and she's a person who, she keeps her word, and she really follows through. And those are the kinds of things that I say. And also, you're somebody who has a really great memory. And so, I mean, I'm sure you take notes, but you really see the patterns in my behaviors and in my thoughts, and you bring me back and you say, now, do you remember that same kind of thing was happening in that other situation? And I'll say, oh, you're right. So, I mean, that's very good therapy. You know, it's money therapy. And then I would talk about its effectiveness and how it has made concrete changes in my work and in my life and in my bank account.
So happy.
Yeah, I am really happy. I think you've done wonders with me, and now I have the structures that I needed and the recipes that I was looking for, and now I am applying them, and I can continue to apply them.
This I think actually it's an important part. The fact that you are not just going and doing well while, you know, actually having the sessions, but you feel comfortable that you will be having this kind of transformation growing and growing because you are given the processes and the tools to really continue it. And
yes, I think you're very good about making your students or your coachees independent and pushing us on so that we can do it ourselves. I think it's the right way to do things. And also I've noticed, because from the first session, from 1 week to the next week, I would still feel kind of insecure. And then from the second week to the third week, I would still feel kind of insecure. And now I don't, and because I'm doing it, I'm doing my homework, and it's easier and easier to do it. And then when I check in with you, I have mostly good news.
Which we both love.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Shannon. I so much appreciate giving this testimonial and your time. And I love you.
I love you too, Cristina. I'm really grateful. I'm grateful to you for being you and for bringing out your genius and for being very, very giving in every session. You really never hold back. You just give everything you've got. And that's given me a massive push forward.